Before we start, you might be knowing a bit about me, but still, as a formality, let me introduce myself. My name is Yatin Joshi, and as of now, I am in Pune. I did my MTech in electronics from REC Nagpur, and then I have worked with TCS, Cisco Systems. Between TCS and Cisco Systems, I worked with a startup called Star and Networks here in Pune. And then 2019 March, I decided to opt for a break from the job. It's not something which is I have left, but it's a temporary break for 2 years. So that break will be ending next year. Now, what triggered me to take a break? One of the important things was I have been pursuing certain different goals in life in the area of spirituality as well as social work. So, out of that passion, I also handled the corporate social responsibility for Cisco for quite a long time. Additionally, for spirituality, I have been practicing methods in art of living, and then I graduated as a teacher there. So, as of today, I am also conducting sessions or courses for art of living. One more thing, there is a scripture called Yog Vasishtha. So I was very fond of that, and I decided to commit my life for the same scripture, for the spreading of the knowledge for that. A very beautiful scripture. In fact, I have been holding certain sessions on that for a long period of time. And it's not me, but the contents of the scriptures itself, they inspired many people. Um, and they have transformed lives of many people. That is something that I can definitely say. I have my own YouTube channel for the same. Even nowadays also I am conducting sessions for youth to transform, to become really something that they want to do. These sessions are every Sunday night 9 p.m. But out of these studies, when it was going on, one thing it struck to me that how long I would be going to the office and coming back. So how long will that shuffle in a shuttle will keep on happening, and whether I would really want to drag it to the age of 60 and then retire and then say, okay, I wanted to do these things in my life, but maybe the nature of the office work, the calls, late evening engagements, etc., they didn't allow me to do anything in life. So that was not something I was feeling very excited about. So I decided, let me look for something which is doable. And in that thing, naturally, I wanted to take a break from the job. I had enough savings in my kitty, but there was pressure from my family. They also felt that I can take a break but shouldn't stop earning. I should continue to do that. Now, in that process, I gave a lot of thought as to what is to be done. And then I realized maybe something, if I again get back into technology or some other business, then it may not really make sense, because again I will be still stuck to all such things, again not having free time. So I decided to look for something where my time engagement will be really minimum, and I'll still be able to earn good. Okay, so for that I gave a lot of thought, and I realized, because I have been doing technical analysis for many years, why not to give more time and more strength to that, and then carry on. Before I took a break, now I spent a lot of time on the stock market. I decided my plan, finalized it, and then I opted for a break. And then for few months, I spent days and nights on just technical analysis, devising my own techniques. And after that, after those techniques were finalized, I started my courses. So before the courses were started, I was trading myself, but because other people approached me, they also wanted some knowledge in stock market, so they wanted to have these courses. um, and because of their, I mean, I'll tell you what those stories are when we go to the a few more sections in this today's presentation, then I thought there is really a good need of course in a right course in this area, and then I started my courses. So that is the whole journey how I came into stock market area, and how I started my courses. So currently I am conducting training sessions in stock market, and I feel that I should of course help others as well as educate people to trade in a right fashion. So there are types of people who are very new, who haven't touched the stock market so far. They are one, and there are people who have been trading into stock market for many years, and they are still not successful. Of course, others, there are quite a few who are successful, they are happy in whatever they are doing there. So the first two categories of people, they have been trained by me so far, both those who didn't have any experience and those who had experience of up to 20 years or so, and still they were not able to make good profits, so they wanted to learn few techniques and they joined. Either way, they are all happy. I usually proudly tell that every single participant of the course who has done the course so far is in profit today. Now, that was a brief introduction about me and what I am doing and what is the course. We'll also know few things as we go forward. So today's session is why technical analysis. What is technical analysis? Okay, so we'll cover a few information, few introductory details about technical analysis today. One of the important things for those who don't know what is technical analysis, and is there something else, right? Because when I say technical analysis, is there any other way of analysis? So primarily there are two ways. One is fundamental analysis and another is technical analysis. When I talk to people, they say they have opened a demat account maybe a few years ago, and they have bought stocks like TCS, Infosys, Reliance, to name a few, maybe Hindustan Unilever, and they bought these stocks and they kept it. They are not looking at them, so that is their way of investing in the stock market. Fair enough, many people do it in that fashion. There is no surprise about it. One thing, when they invested, I just asked this question, that what made you invest in these stocks? So they felt that okay, company is good, the company is having a good future. Some people, they just go by the name of brand. Like if it is Tata's, they would invest blindly, they wouldn't think of any other thing. So whether it is Tata Motor, Tata Chemicals, Tata Power, or Tata Consultancy Services, anything, any Tata star, they will start investing into. So, what it means when you are investing in a stock, you are expecting the price to go up. Okay, that is the simple phenomena. You believe that company is good, and the price should go up. That is why I am investing. So usually I call this as a fundamental analysis. You first know about the company, and then expect the price to go up. Okay. Technical analysis is exactly opposite to that. What technical analysis does is it looks at the prices, and if the prices are going in certain fashion, in typically they are going up, and there is some particular pattern that is getting formed, then technical analyst, they say okay, this company is going to do good because its price is going up, it is having certain pattern. Okay, and there is where the fundamental difference between technical analyst and a fundamental analyst comes in picture. Fundamental analyst looks at the company and then expects the price to go up. The technical analyst first looks at the price and then expects that or assumes that the company is doing good. Now who is right, who is wrong is all a different game, we are not going to get into that. But one thing is for sure, okay, if the prices are going good, if they are going high and high and high, then that means that there is something with that company. Okay, unnecessarily the prices typically may not go up, except there are chances that certain people play, they do manipulate the markets even today, that is true. Okay, but there are ways to identify what are these situations. So the markets, the technology, the automation systems, they have evolved so much, so today, that all these things can be easily recognized, and safe players, they avoid such things where unnecessary movement is happening. So technical analyst, their first principle is the price of underlying, that is, we'll talk about a share or a stock. It represents everything. If the price is going good, that means there is some news about the company. The second statement says all decisions that impact or are going to impact get reflected in the stock price. Very true. I'll show you an example here. We will look at a stock called Adani Green. Okay, and let me draw daily charts. So this is 2020. Okay, if you see this thing, around this time, technical analysts, they believed that there is something happening in the Adani Green stock. Adani Green is, I'll tell you what is that stock now. So at this price, which was around, this is this month, this year, around 14th or 15th of May. Okay, this is 2020, just after the corona effect has been sorted out and the market has started recovering. It is around that time people felt that something is there with Adani Green. Okay, this was felt by the technical analyst. And then around this time frame, in the month of June, there was that news which said Adani Green has got the biggest solar power contract of the world. Okay, understand this. If you go to news, you will see maybe on the 9th June that news came into picture. Now what this statement means, all decisions that impact or are going to impact get reflected in the stock price. That is what the technical analysts, they do. They realize something is happening and the news came later. Now many people, if you are, and I'll give this one advice to whoever are here who trade. Very important thing, if you are trading based on the news in the market, if you are looking at the TV channels and then decide what you want to do, okay, know that you are very late in the game. Because when you look, just go back and look at the charts, you are given some recommendation here, all the movement has already taken place from this point to this point, the price has gone up. Okay, understand this. When you are deciding, just consider an example of a company, maybe say famous company, what is that, TCS in India. So when TCS is going to get a contract from certain company, many people who are associated with the contract, they already come to know what is going to happen. They sense, they smell that yes, TCS is going to get this contract, that means TCS's revenue is going to go up, TCS is going to make huge profits. Thus they already start accumulating the stocks, they start buying. A simple rule, when you start buying, the prices increase. Anywhere you go, when the buyers increase, the prices also increase. So that means here in this case, TCS people, the insiders or any other people who know these things, they have started buying. Following on immediately, there are really rich people, we call them as institutional investors. They also have their internal resources within the companies with the contract. It may be company or TCS, or it may be the other side from whom they are getting contract, or somebody else. They know what's happening. So after these people, they also start buying. And when all this stock starts going up and up and up, and then it reaches certain level, then the news comes in the market that yes, now TCS has got a contract. Okay, I mean, TCS is not really something which I want to say that it happens with TCS as a company. I'm just giving it as an example because some name has to be taken. So they get this information, and then people like us, who after reading newspaper, Economic Times or Financial Express, or maybe some TV channel or some recommendations from somebody, we start running after it, and then we go and buy in this zone somewhere. Okay, if we are lucky, we get some profit and get out. If we are unlucky, the market starts going down. When it starts going down, we lose some money and then get out, and we say, oh, there is no point in following stock market. And all these smart people here, they have, who had bought in this zone, they will go and sell when you are buying. Okay, that is how the tragedy of ordinary investor is. Nobody will tell you how to invest by predicting the news. Here, technical analysis is done, and that is why the technical analysts are expert in analyzing the news. Okay, why it is called technical analysis? It is the analysis of a possible news that is going to come, and then people take positions. Just as an example, when we bought it here today, this is 1145 Adani Green. Okay, that is how the stock has progressed in last few months. So almost how many times? Maybe close to 5 times or so. This is 250 or 220, so close to 5 times from May. Okay, that much of returns one can expect. There are of course examples where you buy and you may incur losses, but that we'll discuss how to handle that part. So technical analysis, as is mentioned here, it covers all the decisions. Okay, whether they are going to be there, they are already there, all these things. The decision might be implicit or explicit. Gives a better control over entry and exit. This is very important because when we buy based on certain things, and then we also exit on certain parameters. I will give you another beautiful example of Yes Bank. Many people have burned their fingers with Yes Bank. I'll Because it is so huge, I will draw monthly charts. Okay, what happened months over months. A very good stock kept on going high and high and high, and people were buying it. They were given recommendations by chartered accountants and others, I don't know who, all experts. They bought in the range of 200, 300, even 350. It went up to 400 or so. They bought in all this range expecting Yes Bank is doing good. They looked at the history, so it is very nice, going up and up. They would buy, but it started going down, and many people who were um, very bullish, and they had this expectation that this is a good stock. Okay, I won't quit this stock at all. It is going to recover and it is going to come back in profits. Okay, it may. I'm not saying it's not. It will not. Today it is 15 rupees. People had bought it at this price. It may come again at whatever level it is in maybe few months or few weeks or few days. Whatever, we don't know. But their money is locked, and first rule of money is that money should keep earning money for yourself. If you are keeping even in the bank, right, it is giving you certain percent. Here in the stock your money is locked, it's not giving you any percent. So people like technical analysts, they would have exited somewhere at this price, they wouldn't have kept up to this. So okay, 200, 250, whatever is my price, I would be exiting at around say 225 or so, not less than that. Technical analysts make very hard-headed decisions. They are very disciplined people if they are really doing it, and they would invest their this money into some other stock which is growing. Maybe invest in the Adani Green or some other stock which keeps on growing and gives you good returns. They will do it in that fashion, right? So that is this point. It gives you better control over entry and exit. Otherwise, imagine a fundamental analyst who wouldn't know what is going to happen with the stock market, with the Yes Bank, when it is going to come up or not. No details are there. So he would simply just wait and wait and wait. The technical analysts make really hard decisions. He would exit somewhere when the prices are going down. Also, better knowledge can help enter and exit at right time. That's what I just explained. Even when there is no news, we have opportunity thanks to robo-based trading techniques. Nowadays, systems are so intelligent. Trust me. My few participants, they were surprised to see how the markets really behave. Okay, you don't have to say that I am going to buy at this price or that price. If you just study closely, you will feel the presence of automated systems. You will feel that there are robots, they are doing in a programmed way. And once you get that part where you see people, the trading is happening in a programmed way, you have to just decode, see what is happening, and once you know what is happening, then it is very easy for you to put your trades and get maximum profit that you can get and get out. Okay, so that is what all technical analysis does. We'll see what exactly it is. So in a technical analysis, we have all these candles, right? You see all these sticks, they are called as candles. And then there are various indicators that tell you whether to buy or sell. Okay, so these are candles, these lines, horizontal lines, and they go up and down. They are indicators. Then this is a chart. So this chart has got also these open, high, close and low, all these values for that given day. Here also it is a day, right, and all these controls. So we'll not go into all the details. Now I'll tell you what the candlesticks are then, and maybe that will help you. So candlestick is a way of displaying information about stock's price movement during that given time frame. Okay, if I go back to the charts, all these are individually candlesticks. They are separated by the spaces. So this is a candlestick, this is a candlestick, this is a candlestick. The time frame may be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, etc., etc. Okay, 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month. So I have drawn this 1 month chart. You can also draw it for a period of 1 month, 1 day. So every candle is representing a day's movement. Okay, we'll study what it is. A candlestick indicates that during that given time. So this candlestick is showing during 1 day. What was the price at the start of the time frame that is open? Okay, so it was open here. This was the price, which is called which is 12.35. Okay, you see here it is saying open 12.35. Then the price when the market ended. Okay, the time frame ended at 3:30. So the close price was, which is here, it was 12.9. Then what was the price when the what was the highest price it had gone? So during this, if you see the candle, okay, it has got this wick, which is called a wick here, the small stick that you see. Even this candle also has got a stick, which is a very long stick. So this is called a wick. So in this, the highest point is this point and lowest point is this here. Okay, so this is high, this is low, and then there is open and close in between. Correct. So thus a candlestick gives OHLC information, open, high, low and close prices of the given stock during that time frame. So each of the candles here, it is giving that information during 1 day. The candlesticks are vertical, of course, not horizontal, because these are candles, and thus showing the movement of the price in upward or downward direction. You would have heard at least this very simple term: the stock went up or the market went up and market went down. We never say market went horizontal or forward and backward. Okay, it is up and down always. So that is why the candle is also up and down. And it is normal in stock market to say that price of the stock has gone up or down. A very obvious thing. Note that candles include, it has got body. Okay, this is something of solid portion which is called body, and these are the wicks. Let me draw these controls as well when it is defined. Right, this is body, the solid portion, and these are the wicks, the sticks that you see. Okay, they are also called shadows. Similarly, there might be situation when the body is just a thin line. So we'll not go all into these things. Okay, if you stretch your imagination, you would realize that body is just a thin line when open, high, close and low are all at the same price. Let's not go into that today. I don't want to really make it complex. What a typical candlestick looks like is one shown below. Okay, here you see it has got body, the high point is here, the low point is here. Very obvious thing. It has got upper wick and lower wick. Okay. Now it is a bullish candle. Why bullish candle? Bullish is when the market is going up. Okay, so this stock particularly, if you see, it opened here and it closed here. That is why it is shown as green, because there is also positive movement. My stock had a positive movement. That is why it is marked in green color. So it is opened here, it went, it closed here. So 9:15 market opens, 3:30 it closes. That is what happened during that time. Highest price, it went here, so maybe during the day it went up to this, and lowest price 60 rupees, it went up to this price during the market. So 9:15 to 3:30 it went here as well as here. Okay, that is why the high and low, these are seen. Correct. And because the price has gone from up, low to up, it is called bullish, it is called green. Similarly, there is a bearish candle, which is because the price has gone down, it is red. If you note the difference, now the open is at this point. So it opened at 90 rupees during the day, high it went up to 100 rupees. Then during the day it went up to 60 rupees. So the day is from 9:15 to 3:30. Okay, and then finally it closed here. So effectively, if you see, price reduced from 90 rupees to 70 rupees, and because it is a loss, it is marked as red. When here the open is down and close is high, so it was an actual profit. It went from 70 rupees to 90 rupees. So that is why it is shown in green color. Okay, this is basics. And now if you go to this chart, one of the things that also comes here is an indicator. So for those who already know, it is called a moving average indicator. Many people use this as well. Point I wanted to say is, looking at these candles every day, how the movement is happening. Okay, here there is a certain movement, here there is a certain movement, right? At this point there is certain movement. um, what is it? Yeah, here too there was certain type of movement. So what these people do, technical analysts, now it is more than 40 years old technique, but people have been studying it years over years. And what they have done, it is like cloud management, weather management. What they did, they studied the patterns. They observed that, okay, when there are skies, there are clouds in the sky, when there is particular temperature, when there is a speed of certain speed of wind, then all these permutations, combinations, they effectively result in the rainfall. Okay, or if it results in a hurricane. So all these things they have studied over years, and then they have drawn, accumulated all that data, studied the patterns, and based on that then they make the forecast. So technical analysis is exactly the same. Here what we do is, we in the same fashion, we have the technical analyst, they have accumulated a lot of data, and all that data they have analyzed, they have studied, and based on that they have came to a conclusion that if such patterns get formed, then naturally we can expect that the market will move in a certain direction. Okay, exactly similar ways, similar techniques of data analysis. And now what we do, we look at certain patterns, and when we see these patterns, we go and make calls whether to buy or sell the stock. So this is all about technical analysis. One thing that makes it easy, technical analysis compared to the fundamental analysis, is in fundamental analysis you have to go and check each of the company's data. Okay, you, and that data is huge. You don't have all the information readily available, and how accurate that is also, that's not something that is known. But because technical analysis, it is just a click of the chart, you type the name and you get the company's behavior, what that company is doing right here in the chart. If the company is really doing good, there is no reason it should go down, it will keep on going up and up. And if the company is doing bad, then it will of course keep on going down, right? Looking at Yes Bank chart, will anybody say that Yes Bank is doing good? Can you say? Because if you look at the chart, can anybody say that it is doing good? Nobody would say it. Okay, so that's the whole story. The second part, which is even beautiful here, is all these are numbers. Okay, all this is a data. So there are tools where you can go and run on the entire stock market data, and that tool will tell you, okay, you get these 10 stocks based on your search. One of the criteria is, if for example I want to get the stocks, list of stocks whose volume has doubled since yesterday. So when I run that chart, when I run that screener, I'll get the list of stocks whose volume is double, because it is all numbers, it is all data. There is no subjective thing. It is all objectively you can get it. Now, as a part of my course, I have also written certain screeners which give me a very accurate information. They give you a list of 2 to 15 stocks which we can pick up from the chart, and then go and apply that knowledge, draw this company's chart. So if my screener tells me, okay, your criteria of volume double is say Adani Green, so I'll quickly draw the chart of Adani Green here, and then see whether it makes sense to buy or not. That analysis I can do. As of today, these screeners that I have developed, they take a second to draw that information, to give the list of stocks, because it is just something you have to click on a URL and it pops out the list of stocks for you. and making a decision by looking at such charts, it takes less than 1.5 minutes. That's all. Okay, you don't need a lot of information, lot of time to analyze to make a decision on that. So effectively, the time invested in technical analysis and decision making is maybe 15 minutes to 45 minutes, depending upon how many stocks you want to trade. Okay, and beauty is these techniques, they are valid across all segments. So my clients in India, across India, my clients in USA, my clients in intraday trading, in future and options trading, they are all using the same techniques, because it's not only me, it is like technical analysis is uh, valid for all of this. Okay, it can be used across all segments. It works the same way. The techniques for trading are different, they may be a little bit here and there, but analysis and decision making is the same, it doesn't change. So that is the beauty of technical analysis, and of course the course that I have designed, it is in this fashion, where you can make decisions in 1.5 minute for a given stock. The most important thing, what happens, so given that we have all the knowledge, we can make trading decisions, why do people say that they are not doing good? When I happen to meet uh, my friends who came to know that I am into share market trading, initially I didn't have any plan for conducting the coaching classes, but as soon as they came to know about me, they said they would also want to do something, and they have been trading but they were failing. And whereas my own experience was, I was pretty successful in my decision making, in my profit making. So I just wonder what is something that is making these people fail, and then I started digging out further, and I realized these people have done their courses, but those courses were of a weekend course, or maybe 4 5 days, and that's all. After the course, they didn't have any company, so they were on their own, they were isolated. Second, there was no follow up, there was no way to go back to the coach and get the doubts clarified on a periodic basis or something, and few fundamentals were not at all taught. So I tried to fill this gap in my course. What I did was, I realized that earning money, that too in the field like stock market, is not so easy. Okay, if you are an engineer, you have spent 4 years on your job, then you got on your in your university, then you have got some on job training, and then you have started earning money. It is not easy. So here in the stock market also, it's not everybody's cup of tea. You have to spend some time, you have to study. So I made sure that the course makes people study. It's not that I have told you, I have done all the rattling from my side, you are on now your own. Okay, that is why anybody who approaches me for the course, I first conduct an interview whether he is really capable of doing it or not, and then only I take that person in the batch. And that is why my batch sizes are also very limited. I don't take 200 300 people. I take 10, up to 10 or 15, not more than that, because I have to devote time to that. So one thing that we do is, the course happens over weekends, Saturday Sunday, and then during the weekdays there is a lot of homework that is to be given, and people are supposed to do that, they are supposed to get back to me. And when I find that somebody is not up to the mark, is not able to catch up, I go and conduct additional session for that person, so that I am confident that he is going to learn. Okay, he is not left halfway. And if I want to do that, then I cannot have too many people, because then I will be really drained out. So I keep the size limited. The second part of the course that I have designed for handling these such things and such risk is, after 1 month. So there is a 1 month of thorough learning, it is rigorous learning. After 1 month, there is a follow up every week, and I invite people to join that. There is a WhatsApp group, they are all members of that group, and everybody is supposed to be there, they are supposed to join the follow up. And then if they are facing any issues, they are supposed to come back and tell me that this is something I am going wrong, and there is where the issues are sorted out. If somebody still needs additional help, I again conduct one-on-one session. If people somehow take a gap or they need additional help, they can repeat the course free of cost. All right. So all such things were done just to make sure that people get the real education. It's not um, a very airy education that you don't get the crux of it and then simply walk away. Most important thing, you have to have a good company. In the spiritual terms, it is called satsang. So the field that you are in, if you are in IT, you should be in touch with folks who are in IT. By default get through your job. Every day you are in touch with those people. On the other hand, if you are in stock market, you should be in touch with the people who are in stock market. It is important, and that is why that WhatsApp group serves that purpose, where every day people keep on discussing that this stock is to be bought, that stock is to be bought, this is how the market is going to behave. And if you make any decisions, people also help you to review that. Like I go and tell I want to buy TCS tomorrow, so 10 other people they'll come and say no, no, it's a bad stock, it's not going to go. Why are you going to buy? What is the way? What is the decision you are making? Right? All such questions will come, and it is very important that if we know that if our decisions are reviewed by many people, many experts, the chances of making mistakes are almost zero, and that is why every single person who has got this training is in profit. Okay, there are people who were experts in future and options, there are people who were expert in trading, they had experience of up to 20 years, and there are people with zero experience, but everybody has turned into profit. And one of the reasons why I got to know why people failed is not following right way. What are not the right ways? One of them is averaging. People keep on going for averaging. They buy a stock, and then if it starts going down, again an example of Yes Bank. Okay, if it starts going down, they will say okay, it is going down, let me buy. Again it starts going down, let me buy. That is how it keeps on happening again and again and again. But we have limited money, our pockets are limited sized, so certain day our money is exhausted, and then in order to protect our losses, we simply get out. Okay, by incurring whatever loss we have, and then later we realize that okay, the stock has again started moving up or so, and that causes us frustration, and then we give up, we get out of the stock market. A very typical story. Averaging is not to be done. Some play blind. Again, the same story. I will invest in these 3, 4, 5 stocks and I'll forget about them. You can't forget your money. Okay, unless you have lot of money, then it's okay. But even somebody who is really seasoned and who is really rich, he is rich because he doesn't forget his money. Okay, people like us who forget money obviously become poor. It is going to be that way. So, if you are holding stocks, make sure that you have a stop loss for each of the stocks. You decide whatever value. After that, if the stock goes below that, you will exit, and then again, if you want to enter, you will decide when to enter. But you can't forget your stock. You can't forget your money. Okay, and of course, there are other things where people give it halfway. People treat it as a time pass activity. It's money. They don't have respect for money. But if pandemic has taught something, it has taught us to respect everything. It has taught us to respect even the money, because many people lost their job. So if they were spending money extravagantly somewhere, it's not something which is recommended. Okay, so what is risk management? Stop loss is the most important part. This is very critical in any trade. When you take a trade, you have to know. If you don't know what is your target, it is fine, but if you don't know what is your stop loss, don't take that trade. Okay, trading without stop loss is suicide, pure suicide. So don't go by that. Other things, other details, I won't go into that, but take this message from today's session. Okay, if you are trading, you should know what is the stop loss that you are going to keep. I'll come back to technical analysis and how you decide stop losses, etc. Right? It's not rocket science. One way I will tell you right away. Okay, if you are buying someday, then you can look for recent low in the vicinity. That is one of the ways of deciding the stop loss. Okay, you decide some number. Maybe after practice and learning, you will realize what that is. But that habit you will have today, and if it is there, then take my words, you will not be losing your money. If you are simply following stop losses, you will not lose your money. Okay, that is the basics of it. If time permits, I'll cover more, but otherwise I would like to throw it open for questions and answers. And I would like to request Uday, you are here, right? Achyuta, you there?
Yes, Yatinji.
You want to share something, some experience on the course, uh, and of course what is your experience with respect to the technical analysis as well? Yeah, maybe 1 2 minutes you can share.
So I had many more experiences with this share market trading. I started by my own initially. When this lockdown has started, I myself decided to explore this thing and started. Initially, I just know only to buy a share and sell a share. I explored all the ways, and I have lost almost close to 6+ lakhs. And then decided there is something I need to learn, not to do trading, not to just buy and sell depending on the intuition or how the market goes. Maybe when it is fluctuating, I just have. I just done it in a very normal way, and then started Yatinji's course. Just got to know this from my husband. Significantly, I've got very good improvement and started earning profits consistently with this technical analysis. After I started Yatinji's course, almost there are no losses, zero losses. I'm sure when to exit, and I could plan in such a that I don't need to put any stop loss. Though I have kept stop losses, I continuously monitored, and almost it is zero losses, I can say.
Thank you.
The technical analysis is very perfect in such a way that we are sure that it will hit certain price, and it does.
All right. Thank you, Achyuta.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, you learn it from anybody. Okay, it's not really a marketing for technical analysis course that I am going to start. The course is starting on 5th of December. That is day after tomorrow. Clients from all over India and of course from USA also are benefited because of this. But one thing I would tell you, it just use. Yeah, go ahead, Achyuta.
Yeah, before entering into Yatinji's course, I used to follow news a lot. Depending on the news, I used to invest it. So when there is some news, then immediately I used to enter into that stock, and immediately it has grown little, but eventually it will fall in a very good way. Like definitely, I'll end up in losses. I think this is the experience to many of the people without any technical analysis. So after the news comes, it raises little, but it falls in a very large way. Even though before news is just a confirmation that it's proof that the news is right. But the actual thing is, before the news comes, the stock has already raised. So news is much late. It comes very late than the stock market. So that's the pretty thing. Very big thing I learned. And which stock to enter, which stock to exit, like when to exit, which stock to enter, which one to choose from these many thousands of stocks. So those are all the things learned from. So I stopped reading the news and entering into such stocks, and I depend only on technical analysis. So before I now these days I started hearing news comes to the next day, or I'm already into that. When I already entered the stock, then after some time I was already there, and then the stock rises. Yeah, I'm very happy with this course.
I mean,
I
I'll
think I
say.
would like to speak some.
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Continue.
Hi, Kanchan here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did your course because my husband forced me a lot, but I'm so happy that I did it. Earlier, I used to do only paper trading. Now, with you, I'm really confident. I go in, I take the trades, and as of now, only 3 4 trades I did since our course is done. Just because I'm busy somewhere else, nothing else. But I'm good in that.
Thank you. Thank you,
No
Kanchan.
losses so far, and it's really a good help. As you said, you do course with anybody. It's not like that. Doing course with the good teacher is very important because you take follow-ups. We are continuously in touch with you, so that is a real help. Okay, thank you, Nitin. Thank you so much for that.
No, no problem. I was going to highlight the same point. Doing a course, make sure it is good duration. Okay, you get to learn something. Weekend course or something, please don't go for that. Make sure the faculty remains in touch with you. There are purely online courses also. They are, of course, I mean, wouldn't deny usability or benefits of any course, but it's good to have a human touch as well. Okay, so some portion of human touch is needed. That is second. Third is you remain in touch with the faculty and the group. Both they are needed. Okay, you have to have a community. Without community, you can't survive in this area. So you have to have a like-minded community. That is even more important. So get that, and then get into technical analysis. This course, as I told, the benefits, right? You get to repeat the course free of cost. You get the recommendations also. Like I give recommendations, people here, Kanchan and Achyuta and others, they also analyze and they also give their recommendations on the group. So it is a cumulative helping. It helps each other, and people start looking at each other's trades and help there. So my recommendations anyway come. I have also created a long-term portfolio where you want to invest for a longer duration. Some of my clients who were from US, they didn't have time to invest on a day-to-day basis, so they trade on maybe weekly basis. So for them also a long-term portfolio has been identified. Now that is how the course is structured, and that is how the trading should happen. Okay, you decide how you want to do it, but remember these things, that you protect your losses by having stop loss. Be in a good community. Just don't come because I want to learn and I want to understand something. It's not that. Okay, I don't recommend people to trade in this fashion. It's your money. And understand one more thing. Please give importance to this aspect. When you are trading, stock market can take out your money as well. If your money is lost, understand it's not only your money. That money has stake. I mean, your family has stake in that money. Your parents, your children, whoever they are, your wife or husband, everybody is having some claim on that money. So it's not only your, it is also their money. That is one. And second, if you keep on losing money, then it affects your health, your emotions, your psychology, which also in turn affects your relationship. And affecting relationship also means that affecting the health, mental health, physical health of others. So I realize this, and that is why I am so much committed to it, to make sure that I don't commit such crimes of affecting others' health, and I want everybody to be successful. That is the sincerity I have, and that's what I want to put there. That is the thing I ensure as a part of the course. But if you are going into the trading, at least I hope some tips from today would help you to continue and do appropriate trading. If you ask me about the course fees is 25,000. It includes everything. All this my lifetime commitment for weekly follow-ups, the entire course, and recommendations, long-term portfolio management, one-on-one help. If you want to repeat the course, you can repeat free of cost. If you simply go to the market and just get recommendations also, the short term and long term recommendations, they will cost not less than 4 lakhs over a period of time. Okay, as long as that, here it is nothing. I mean, this cost is too less. My Some of the participants were asking me to double it. I am not really too much after money. This is I have come into this to give the knowledge, but then I also want to value it, so that people who are doing it, they are really doing it seriously. Any questions, anything you have, you can ask me. You can unmute yourself and ask.
A question out of curiosity. So, what are the loops that people talk about that are present in the market, by which it is possible to hack the system or something? I mean, will the course talk about this also, this aspect?
Which aspect you say?
Like the loops in the market through which you could hack the system and then earn more money.
Yeah. Hacking, as in we will not be becoming Harshad Mehta or anybody. Okay, we will be using the legitimate ways. It is understanding what is happening. Now you can see my screen, and there are certain patterns. Okay, so based on that we can say that is what the trading is all about. I can predict that this moment is going to take place. I can predict this moment is going to take place. I can predict this moment, like it is going to come down. That I can predict. Okay, so all these things we'll be doing. If you look at Nifty, it has been struggling a lot in these days, and I'll quickly draw Nifty 50. So Nifty 50 is struggling these days. Okay, it is trying to go up, and it actually opened here high and then started going down again. So I also used to give some recommendations free of cost to a group of people, but when I see such things, I stop giving, because here only expert traders they can enter and they can make money. Otherwise, it is risky, and again, I don't want to uh, get people into losses. So yeah, but we can predict. Like we could predict this moment that it is going to go up. Okay, here also we are predicting that Nifty is going to go up only. Okay, but then there is a stiff resistance and there is a lot of fight happening around this zone. So it will take time. And if it breaks out, it will really go good. So that I'll teach.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Hello, Yatinji. I want to
Yeah, go ahead.
say something actually.
Yeah,
Uday speaking.
Yeah, please.
Because I lost my Wi-Fi connection in between actually.
Oh, okay, no problem. Go ahead.
I want to share one experience. Three days back,
Okay.
we have discussed our weekly meeting with Yatinji, and we have identified there is a huge volume jump in the stock trend, and we have decided to put some order and all that based on that. Then my order got executed, but that stock came down very rapidly, and I was in huge losses. But as per Yatinji's suggestion, I sold that stock and bear some losses yesterday, about 2,500. But the same money which I got immediately with me, I invested in some other stocks by identifying Yatinji's suggestions. And today I record not only those losses, but double the profit today by selling some other stocks. And that is a huge aspect of this course that I have experienced. Just a 2 days back experience that I want to share. So definitely the recommendations and what Yatinji is teaching us, definitely helping us to grow our money and take the bold decisions whenever it is required. That was not possible for an ordinary share market trader. That is the important aspect of this course actually.
Okay. Any other questions anybody has?
Hey, you think just a general question? Can this be compare? How do we compare this with gambling, trading, and gambling? Does it go together hand in hand, or just your comments on this?
Yeah. Gambling, you don't have any control. Once you are in, you can't exit. Okay, you can't say that I am losing this much of money. I would like to exit, because you don't know how much fall it will be, how much loss it will be. Maximum loss is you have whatever money you have put in, that will be the loss. Here you have a control, as Uday just mentioned, right? That I am buying TCS at 100 rupees and I have a choice of quitting at 80 rupees. If the stock goes down to 80 rupees, I will quit. That is gambling. That is informed decision making. Gambling doesn't have a pattern. Okay. Here technical analysis is a scientific study. It is, as I mentioned, it is purely data. Of course, data may go wrong sometime. Again, as I said, weather forecast, it may not be always accurate. It may also go wrong. Stock market is a bit more sensitive. It may also go wrong. But if you look at it, if you look at anybody's experience who have been technical analysts for, in a good way, they have been consistently in profits. Okay. So one of the reasons for that is, of course, discipline, and the second part here is the strength of the technical analysis itself. It's not gambling, of course not.
Got it. Thanks.
Any other?
Yeah, I have a question. Shall I ask?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Pranjali Deshpande. Thanks for the nice presentation. Actually, I want to ask one thing. I don't know anything about stock market, so I like the presentation very much. But still, I feel that there is perception, and what I came to know from the presentation is it is about technicality, and there is so much predictive analysis involved. So still, why there is perception amongst the people that more luck factor, or what we can say, luck factor only is involved in this.
Luck factor is definitely there. Okay, it's not that it is not there, but you have a choice of controlling it. I'll repeat, stop. Many people trade it just because they don't have they don't have a practice of following stop loss. So if you ask these three people, most of the emphasis during this course that I have is on psychology. 95% is psychology in share market. 5 people is only the technique. Okay, psychology is handling your luck. If luck is bad, doesn't mean that you should keep on crying or you should be very greedy or fearful and then keep on committing mistakes. You have to have that hard-headed decisions. One of the favorite statements that I do as a part of the course is, once you do you become a good trader, you are very shrewd, you are very hard-headed. I mean, even if your wife wants to buy a sari, you will ask her that why do you want to buy this sari, why this color. You have to justify, she has to justify. It becomes to that extreme if the people are really hard-headed. Okay, simply I look at a stock and I say I want to buy. You have to justify why you are buying. You have to give 10 reasons, and when you want to sell, you also have to give 10 reasons. That statement that I feel it is good, I feel TCS is good, I feel Infosys is good, it doesn't make any sense to a technical analyst. He is very hard-headed. He says, give me reasons. If there are good reasons, then only I'll buy. And those reasons have to be justified. They cannot be like reasons in the air. So there is no place for emotions. There is no place for emotions. So there is no question of luck. Luck is of course there. You take a decision, it may go against you. That is your bad luck. But to exit is your luck. Is your decision. You have your karma that you can do.
Okay, thank you. I have one more question actually. Are there any automated systems based on the predictive analysis algorithm
Yeah, people do algorithmic trading and all. We
which
don't.
exist for to solve all these problems? Because this is a data analytics problem, I feel.
Yeah, see, there are three things that happen. One is you have to list the stocks. So there are 1,000 stocks. We have certain screeners which list the stocks for you. That is one. Second, you have to go and analyze those stocks and make a decision whether you are going to buy those or not. That is second. Third is actual trading. So during trading, there are chances that people get carried away by their emotions. And what we teach is you shouldn't be in front of the terminal during the market hours, so you don't get carried away by the market sentiments or your emotions. You simply say, I want to buy this stock tomorrow at this price. If the target is this, say, for example, you can tell that tomorrow TCS, if it reaches a price of 100, buy it. If it reaches a target of 140, sell it. If it reaches a stop loss of 80 rupees, then sell it. That is what today evening you will do, and then tomorrow morning, if the stock reaches 100 rupees, your stock will be executed, order will be executed, you will buy the stock. If it reaches 140, it will be again sold at 140. If it goes to 80, it will be sold at 80. If you buy it at 100, but there is no movement to 140 or 80, you will be still retaining that stock. And then next day you decide what to do with that stock, whether you want to continue or exit. That all you can decide. If it doesn't reach 100 rupees, your order will not be executed. You are still protected. So that much of automation we have done. It is possible and it really works well. And it works to a great accuracy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Emotion management is the biggest part, and that is what you have to do it through machine, not through yourself. Good. Any other questions? Anybody?
Yeah, like when is the next course starting?
The course is starting this Saturday. It is Saturday, Sunday, 2 hours. That is what we are doing. Many people who are in IT also, they are having Christmas vacations or shutdown. So maybe they will also get. I'm looking for more contents this time. If they get good time. Yeah. So I have given my mobile number here. Most of you might be already knowing it. So you may, if you are interested, you may send me your queries. In general, any other questions, you can always get back to me on this number. I'll be happy to help. All right.
Hey, I think just a general question. So, is the profit that we make always a loss of others?
No. It's not necessary. That is a very good question. I think Sridhar, maybe this question also has some background of ethics, that you are earning money which is causing loss for somebody else, right? And then whether that money is so-called holy money or pure money or something. Am I correct? Are you
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
That-
think that's kind of disturbing me since quite a long time in kind of entering into this market actually.
Okay, that's why you ask for gambling. Understand?
Yeah.
There are two things. One is ethics, and another is legal. Okay, so this is perfectly legal, 100% legal platform. The ethics part is also clear. Uh, if you really want to term it, it is somebody's karma. But honestly, when somebody is buying, when you are selling and somebody is buying, right? So you are selling in profit and somebody is buying it because he expects it to go up, and maybe he would get his money in dividends. Okay, because you never know how much dividend is going to come. So dividend is also paid. Understand this: the two ways money is received here is through the growth of the stock price, and through the dividend. So dividend is you have helped the company by buying their stock, and company has invested your money into developing some products or expansion of their own, and they get good money, and their portion of that money is shared with you. That is your dividend. So if you have got your dividend, you are happy enough, you will sell that stock. Maybe somebody else will buy, and he would expect some profit also. So there is no clear one-on-one relation that I bought a stock from Sridhar, and then Sridhar sold it because he was in loss or so. So that part is typically in case of contracts where future and options are played. There is a contract thing. In trading, there is no contract. There are most of the times people buy because they expect it to grow go high, and if it doesn't go high for whatever reasons, there is some portion which is called luck. Okay, which we can't see. What we are predicting is the technical analysis is saying you that this is something it is going to do good. So the ethics part wouldn't come in picture because it is purely on company's growth that you are expecting. If it doesn't happen, if the growth doesn't happen, you can't help it. But if it happens, then it is good thing. So imagine you sold me a stock, I bought it, and then it went to profit. So does it mean that you are going to get good blessings from me because I bought it from you? Right? It's not that way. It was my decision to buy it at right time, and it gave me profit. That is how it is. So don't think in that fashion. It is purely business. It is business.
All right. Yeah. Thanks.
So thank you so much for joining. It's a little late tonight, but I really appreciate your commitment and you are listening to me patiently. In case you have any questions, you can always get back to me, write to me, and I'll be happy to assist. Thank you so much. Have a good night, and please remember those words. You trade happily, but be careful. Have stop losses, and it's a war field. So don't enter the war field without right weapons and right training. Okay, it's always good to be well trained. There is no mercy here. Thank you so much. Have a good night.